Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the principal's office. I am so glad you can join me. I am Jamal Maxsam, an igniter of champion leaders, and you are in the principal's office, where we help aspiring, new, as well as experienced leaders walk and lead like a champion in their leadership. And so today, I wanted to talk to you about communication, really more importantly, about student and teacher voice. And so we're going to dig right into it. But I want to give you this one announcement before I get going. Remember to like, comment, share, and save this video if it is beneficial to you, and share it with people you know that are learning and looking to learn and grow in their leadership as they influence and connect with people in order to do what they desire to do and fulfill their their purpose as a school leader or a district leader. So remember to comment, like, and share. All right, so let's jump into today's content. So today we're talking about teacher and student voice, and I'm asking the question: are you really hearing them? Because it's so important to give teachers and students a voice, and not only in just the day-to-day school operations and the processes and the procedures, but they need to have a voice, period, so they can feel and know that they have ownership. It's not about making them feel that they have ownership. It's about helping them to know they actually are considered a stakeholder and actually have ownership in the way education is delivered to them. That this is what avoids the disconnects between teachers and students, and teachers and administration, and principals and district office. Everyone having a voice. And so let's talk about that some more. And so here's why. Let me tell you some whys first. Teachers that feel like they're not heard, they'll get frustrated and possibly leave, because the great resignation is real. You know, a lot of industries are dealing with the great resignation right now, and I've read some articles that talk about how a huge percentage of employees are leaving their fields because they are going into entrepreneurship, or they're just burnt out, or they feel frustrated. Now teachers especially are feeling frustrated, feeling burnt out, feeling like they're not being heard, and feeling insignificant in the process. And you know, one teacher says she felt bullied by society. And so you have to make sure that you are shielding and protecting your teachers by not allowing them to feel bullied by society in your building or in your district. And the way you do this is by ensuring that they feel and know that they are heard when they speak. Now, because people equate being heard with being valued and respected. When a teacher doesn't feel like they're being heard, they express their concerns, and it seems like you don't do anything about it, or you don't address it, or you don't talk to them about it again, then they feel like they're not being valued. And then that feeling of not being valued will make them feel like you don't respect them as an educator, respect what they do, respect what they bring to the school, or respect them as a person. And so what you don't want is a teacher or someone you lead to feel disrespected and not valued, because like I said, the great resignation is real, and you don't want your students to have to deal with having a new teacher next year or mid-year before this school year ends. Now let's go to the next one. Because if the people you serve feel like they are not heard, if they do stay, they may view you as a dictator. They view you as someone who's not really open to suggestion, just dictating what everything should be like and dictating what they should do. And they're going to interpret you and your leadership as one of a dictatorship. No matter how much you say we're a team, no matter how much you say we're a family, no matter how many gene days you give them or sticky notes you put in their mailbox or on their desk, they will still view you as a dictator if they feel like they are not being heard. Okay. So it's very important. Let me tell you the other thing that happens: creativity and the free flow of ideas in the school building gets stifled. It's almost like it gets choked, and the very creative life of your school begins to slowly suffocate because they feel like they're not heard. They may say, what's the use of putting or giving a suggestion, or what's the use of giving an idea, what's the use of even doing anything outside of the norm or anything extra. So you have to make sure that they feel and know that they're being heard when you, as you are leading, because it's essential. It goes all back to the culture that you are building and maintaining in your school. And it goes back to you having an authentic culture, not an artificial one, and doing what you say. Now, student voice and teacher voice is more than having a suggestion box or letting people vent during the meeting. I mean, is you may have to have a suggestion box, which is could be part of your strategy. I mean, that could be part of it, but it can't be the totality of your strategy. Giving people opportunities to vent during the meeting or express themselves, that could be part of a strategy, but it can't be the totality. Okay? Because your totality of your strategy has to be more than that. Your strategy should allow teachers and students to provide suggestions as well as express how they feel, and it should be a blend of automated and face-to-face, meaning they could share something either through a Google form or a Microsoft form or a suggestion box. They could share it anonymously. If they don't want to identify themselves, they can come talk to you in private. And so there should be some face-to-face with that, where you talk to people and actually hear their heart, see their body language, hear beyond what's being said, and then giving them the opportunity to hear your heart, see your compassion, and hear beyond what's being communicated by you. Because emails and text messages sometimes don't convey the correct emotion when you're dealing with people, and it's easy to misinterpret the tone of an email or text message or any other kind of automated message. So in your strategy, you should blend automated with face-to-face. You should blend all of those things, but it has to be more, because hearing, which is the key to tonight, hearing is a posture that involves hearing with your heart as well as hearing the words they say with your ears. And I will say that again. Hearing is a posture. It's a heart posture for you to hear from your heart what they are saying, to hear their heart behind what they are saying, and not just hearing the sound of their words. And so when you're thinking about giving people voice, regardless of the system you put in place to collect ideas, or regardless of the system you put in place to allow them to express themselves so that you can truly hear them, remember, it's all about the heart posture as well. Because even when you collect the Google Forms, you still have to go through them, and you have to try to decipher the heart behind what's being said. Even when they put the thing in the suggestion box, the paper in the suggestion box, you have to decipher the heart behind what's being said. And you have to follow up with a face-to-face conversation, either one-on-one, a small group, or a whole group, depending on what's being said or what was conveyed and how you want to address it. But remember, student voice is a heart thing. Teacher voice is a heart thing. And you have to make sure that you make room for both. And I know some people will say that you teachers would do student voice and you do teacher voice. Yes, that's true. But if you don't have an avenue to be a part of the student voice, then the students will also feel disconnected from you. And remember, you are serving both groups in your leadership. And so that's what I wanted to share with you today as we start talking about student voice and teacher voice, giving people a voice. Because right now, a lot of students, a lot of teachers feel like they don't have a voice and that decisions are made that impact them and their safety and they don't have say so. And what you want to do is make sure they know that they're being heard. Even if you can't follow their suggestions or do exactly what they're saying, even if it's hard to hear and even if you disagree, they still have to know that they've been heard from your heart. Not just they said it out their mouth and you just ignored them. Okay? So I'm going to ask you this question. How are you going to apply what you heard today in these 11 to 12 minutes that I've been sharing? How are you going to apply what you've heard? What are you going to do to make sure the people you serve with your leadership and through your leadership know that they have a voice, that with you and when they speak, that you are listening attentively with your heart, not just thinking about the policies and the rules and regulations that you have to adhere to. Okay? So that's it. And I wanted to give you an opportunity next Saturday, January 22nd. At the time of this, if you're watching the replay later on, video was made on January 12th. So January 22nd, next Saturday, I invite you to come to the Dream Igniters Guided Strategy Session for Edupreneurs. This is for people who are looking to increase their impact by starting or launching a business in education, whether it be you're doing it as a side business to eventually grow, or if you're looking at transitioning out at the end of the school year, only because you know it's your time to transition out, then this session is for you. A lot of people have dreams, visions, goals that they have been sitting on, that have been on vision boards. They've gone to 1,000 vision board parties. They have it written out in a whole lot of different journals, but have yet to step into their dream or move on it. And sometimes you just need to make a getting started choice. So I am going to ignite your dream on this 1 hour session. I am going to ignite your dream. I'm going to help you make a getting started choice, and I'm going to use this method that I've created called the timeline method, and we're going to plan out this, of course, the first quarter, but almost the entire year, depending on how fast you work, so that you can make the get started choice, have clear action towards what you're going to do for your EDU business, how you're going to serve the education industry with your talents, skill set, and experience, and what you are and how you're going to properly support the people that you're serving over a period of time, and not just go one event and leave them hanging, but continual support that leads to the transformation. And so we're going to do that on that Saturday, January 22nd, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's only 60 minutes. Now, the value for this, of course, you see is $297, because normally an hour with me, that's the investment. But because I want to help people, the investment is only $25. And I'm only asking for that investment so that you can truly be invested. Because sometimes with all the free content that's going on, a lot of times people don't pay attention because there's so much out there for free, so many free seminars and webinars and all of that. And I get it. I offer a lot of things for free. But with this, I want you to invest, because when you invest, you look for a return, and you will follow through on what you've learned during that time, as well as the actions. So it's a guided strategy session to help you step into your dream and to ignite that dream, because this is your year to ignite your dream and see its fulfillment. 2022 is your year and your time. So join me. All right. And that's it. I will see you next week in the principal's office. Or you can also join me tomorrow. For those of you who are on Clubhouse, the audio app, you can join me for a live discussion tomorrow about this topic of student voice and teacher voice. I want to hear your thoughts, hear your strategies that you're currently doing, and just hear more about you. So join me on Clubhouse in the Igniting Champion Leaders Club. and you can just search for my name and we'll get it going. All right, so that's it. See you next week. Bye-bye.